Hi guys, and welcome to the first, this is a crap intro. This is us coming back, and this is the first episode. Well, not the first episode, what is it, the 31st episode? I have no idea. Anyway, we're back.
No idea.
We're back, yes. And we're bad.
We are. It's going to happen right now. And if you just saw the cool intro that we had right there, it doesn't have everybody there, but it was, who is that made by?
It is made by Daniel, our German Rifter, who is a very big supporter of ours and has been very kindly producing this stuff in the background. We didn't ask him to do it, he just does it. So thanks very much, German Rifter. Props to you. And it certainly took the pressure off, let's put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, we do want to have we plan on having some more things out here. I mean, if nobody knows, we've been doing VR podcasts since 2016, early 2016. Wow. And then we've kind of gone on a hiatus, actually, at some points. So basically, the whole idea is that, we want to come back and be bringing you guys VR information. And luckily, we've got some great community people behind us, as well as German Rifter and some other people that are there chatting with us in the Discord. So I guess, let's go and get started and talk about some VR stuff. But I will make sure, if you guys do want to chat with us when we're not here on the podcast, be sure to jump in the Discord. The links will be below. But let's get started,
Okay, so I guess one of the things that people have been talking about quite a lot in the last month or so is the fact that Steam Sale has kicked off once again, the Steam Summer Sale, and of course there's a lot of VR stuff in there. I had a scan through earlier today just to kind of look at my kind of staple recommended titles that I can't get enough of in VR just to see if they're discounted. I'm very happy to report actually quite a lot of them are. So I'll just run through a few. Guys, jump in if you disagree or agree with me. I've always been a massive fan of Bullets and More. Bullets and More is 40% off at the moment. You've got a really nice game which Greg... Yeah, BAM. Exactly. Greg introduced me to Mortars VR, which is an amazing 71p, which I'm guessing is something similar in euros or cents. Mortars VR is the silliest title you'll ever play, but it's so much fun, multiplayer little mortar shooting game. I don't even know how to describe that, Greg. It's just it's quite a fun little title, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically you're just in control of a turret, like a turret gun in multiplayer in VR, obviously, and you're trying to take your opponent's turret down before they blow you up.
So this is like the old 2D game that you used to play back in the day, where you shoot the turret. Is it kind of a?
It's fun for a little while. You know what I mean? And at that price,
it's 71p, not too bad. I noticed Iron Wolf is 25% off. Standout, which I can never get enough of, is 40% off at the moment. It's only £12, euros or dollars. You've got 50% off Arizona Sunshine. You've got games like Drunken Bar Fight and Westard that are pretty daft. And you've got the entire Serious Sam series are reduced from between 50 to 75%, which is actually not too bad. And there's a few... And the thing is, I was going to ask you actually live, Greg, I can't remember which is the really good Serious Sam game. Because there's a few... Number three. Okay, number three.
Hey, real quick, because you're talking about the Steam sales, how long did the Steam sales go on for? I think it's only a few days left.
Yeah, July 5th, I think. Yeah, it's not long.
Couple days.
Not long at all. Yeah, a couple of days.
The nice thing is, if you are listening to this later, there's always Steam sales happening, so you can pretty much always check out. And if you like a game, put it in your wish list, and Steam will always tell you when there's going to be, a discount on that game. So you can always pick it up pretty quickly. Go ahead and real quickly, we're talking about Standout VR. I think obviously I've seen you play that so many times, but the last time I played a game with both of you, other than Space Junkies, was Standout, and I think we had a great time doing that. So there's been a lot of changes since the last time I played, though, right?
Yeah, you can dual wield in there now. You've always been able to snatch weapons and stuff. You can now punch people. They've brought back the helicopter, and just generally, I mean, I was having a little look because it occurred to me, obviously you've got the kind of Fortnite, PUBG debacle going on at the moment, them suing each other. There is a real kind of rise in battle royale style games. You've got Standout, you've got BAM. There's one coming out called Over Duty VR, which is a bit like a battle royale, but with vehicles and stuff in there as well, which looks really, really interesting, but we're waiting for that one to come out. There's one called Battle 100, which looks like a Chinese Standout clone, but looks quite interesting as well. There's one called Struggle for Survival, and another one called Until None Remain. So all of a sudden we're seeing all these battle royale VR titles just springing out of nowhere. I wonder why. Well, that's a good question. What is the appeal of these battle royale games? I mean, I don't know.
High action. It's high action, fast gameplay. It allows you to be sneaky. At the same time, you've got a beginning and an end that happens pretty quickly, and it's a little bit longer than your average free for all. So I think all those components together are certainly adding to the desire for people to want to play battle royale. Plus, you get to be like the main winner if you're the last one left, right? So.
Yeah, I think the main sort of attraction for me with Standout is the feeling of the hunt. Like, if you go
I knew you were going to say that.
You honestly feel like your life's at stake, or that's the way I play it. I play it like my life's at stake, and I'll basically hunt people. And it's an awesome feeling. It's an awesome feeling.
It's so funny you say that.
It's a fantastic feeling.
I was going to totally guess you'd say that, Greg. Honestly, it's because I honestly think these games, because they're so open world and you can play them any way you want, that is the appeal. Like Caleb said it himself, like, it's fast action. You're probably the kind of guy who just flies straight into the action, just guns blazing, and I sort of
sneaky.
I'm a little bit more cowardly. I sort of like hide behind hills and snipe people and things. But and Greg is the hunter killer, which nobody would have guessed that one.
I mean, Standout for me is probably, I would say, the top multiplayer game in VR at the moment. For myself, anyway.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's the most fun that I can have in multiplayer VR at the moment, I would say. And to be honest, I'd love to see the developers get a little bit of investment somewhere, just to help them along.
Why they haven't, I don't know. It seems incredible to me. Okay, and Caleb, you've got better insight into this than many, but it seems incredible to me it hasn't been snapped up as a potential title. Maybe they're a little bit worried about all this stuff going on with PUBG and Fortnite, and they don't want to get involved, right?
It's on there. You can't take certain things away from them in the sense that they've had to do a lot of development to create the game stand out. At the same time, it's very obvious that this game also did come in the lieu of the PUBG fans and the popularity of that. Granted, there has to be a VR version of it. There has to be a VR version, right? And I don't think the PUBG people are necessarily working on putting that or implementing that. That wouldn't really work with the way that things are running for their current game system or multiplayer.
I don't know. I think
they moved
it. You could quite easily do PUBG in VR, mate.
Okay, there we go. That's the discussion right now. Let us know what you think. Could PUBG be in VR?
It runs on Android.
Well, see, it's definitely a different game on each of those as far as when they've had to create different builds for each of those different platforms completely because the platforms run on different hardware and obviously they make that happen. But I guess like you said though, Chris, what is the question? Is it have they not picked this title up because they're afraid that they're a different producer, it's a different developer behind this one and they don't want to get in trouble with it? I think the truth is they're waiting for people to kind of choose it. People have to talk about what they want. They need to make the Reddit posts. They need to actually explain what they want to have happen. This game right now seems to have a good fan base, but a lot of people don't even know about Standout VR. I've talked to a lot of people who love PUBG that don't even know that there's the possibility to play this kind of a game in VR. And I also know a lot of people who are actually getting really sick and tired of gun games in VR. A lot of people who are like, where's the more experiences where you're not shooting, where you're not hurting people, where you're helping each other. So I think there's a big mix and a big I don't know, a lot of people want a lot of different things, but publicly, especially like in America right now, it's very difficult to promote gun-related games. And
I can see that.
And there's reasons for that. So, I think that's partly taking, some of the, having to do with some of that. But I don't know. I haven't played much of those games. The only game that I've played recently, I'm talking about gun games right now, it hasn't been Standout. For me, it's been Space Junkies because they released the closed beta a few weeks ago, and then right now we're currently in another closed beta session, which is going to end here in a couple days. And that game, it's a really fun game.
It's fantastic, isn't it? And I'm not even
do want to
good
talk
at
about
those kind of games, but it's just so much fun. And I picked it up really quickly, and I imagine it's going to be like Call of Duty all over again. It's just going to be full of people that are ridiculously good at it within minutes, So my moment of being top of the table, for a little tiny amount of time, that's going to be gone into history.
If you happen to see the video I put out there, it was Chris kicking butt on Have You Played Space Junkies video. Yeah. And yeah, you were flying around knocking us out pretty much left and right. The nice thing about the game is you can play free-for-all, you can do teams. The big problem is, though, for me, it seems like the cap is 4 people, and I'm actually not sure about the cap, but it seems like it's 4 people right now, which is a little
very low cap, isn't it?
The maps are quite small size, though. I mean, they're not small, but they're not massive maps. I think adding much more in could make it a little bit too chaotic.
Possibly,
I don't know. It depends.
I was looking at that factory round is quite large.
Yeah.
I feel they could go to 6, no problem. I honestly do.
You're right. I think 6 people, for me, 6 people would really enhance the fun level. It would, 3v3s or even 6 free for all. Just that would really enhance the fun, because you're not having the same people that are kicking butt all the time. Even if you're doing great, it's just more opportunity for people to have fun. Obviously, higher scores, longer games. I think one thing for me is that the quality of the game is it's great. They use the custom engine to build it. They obviously have the inverse kinetics that are real awesome, because you can throw your guns, your arms perfect, clapping your hands. There's so much fun with the fluidity of the actual locomotion, as well as the actual bodies that you get to interact with. So that part's awesome to me. But yeah, there's a few things I want. I want more maps. I want bigger maps. I want more people. That's what I've felt since I've played it so far. But it's
the weapons
really
are nice. I thought the weapon balance was actually pretty good, and there's a lot to like about that game. The shoulder-mounted missile launcher and all this stuff, and the way it locks onto a character, and just so good. A lot of stuff you haven't really seen too much in games, so it's nice to see sort of. I hate to use the term AAA because it's overused and means nothing nowadays, but it's a AAA VR title in the realist sense, and we don't get
Ubisoft
many of those.
VR. Yeah,
exactly. Ubisoft VR. Who'd have thought it?
If you're a gamer that grew up playing Quake or Unreal Tournament, basically you're going to love it, because it's basically Unreal Tournament on jetpacks.
It totally is. It totally is. It's brilliant.
That and Quake put together, exactly.
But I'm gonna be total throw a bucket of ice water on this. I have to say, as much as I absolutely love it, this isn't a game I can play for 3 hours straight. 3 or 4 rounds, and I'm like, I gotta have a sit down and think about things.
Well, is it because you're tired, or
I think it kind of exhausts me. It's like it's so fast paced. I don't think I can play it continually. You know what I mean? It just wears me out a bit.
Yeah, that's going to make a lot of people want to play it for hours and hours and hours and call you an old guy. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I am quite old. 43.
I definitely had the urge. I mean, there were several times last week where I was at work and I was like, I want to go home and play Space Junkies right now, and just jump in there and get with some people. And a few times I did, and then I got with, you get involved in some games and it's awesome. Then when you play with some people who are way better than you and they blow you up the whole time, and then you're like, I'm done. Had enough fun. No, the incentive there, I did notice that the developers were saying, hey, to rank up, you just simply need a win. And you simply need to go against somebody else with a similar rank. So beating up on the low ranks is not going to help you, and getting 1,000 to 1 is not going to help you. So it's better to help your friends, teach your friends, right, so they can help teach you. Somebody said that in the Discord, talking about Goku. Anyway. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to keep talking about Space Junkies too much, but that is a game that's currently coming out, and I'm excited for it. It's not released just yet, but it will be here in the next month, I think. We'll find out. We'll get that information.
Yeah. Pretty soon, I think. I'll look it up. What else have you guys been playing and getting on with this week, then?
Well, before we switch too much, I'm going to stay on the same subject of Echo Combat. We didn't ever get to talk about that, but Echo Combat was it was in the closed beta, and now it's not in anything. But eventually, it's going to be for sale for $10. And did you guys each get to play it?
Yes.
Yep. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I think having a body and the way the body's kind of fluid in the game, I guess, that's similar to all the Echo games, but it's just such a lovely system and so believable. When you looked at your body, it just seemed so completely believable. Even Space Junkies didn't really have that. You could look at your body and think, well, this is sort of partially believable. Echo series though, it's really really gets you. You really feel like you're in VR, like whole.
You're an android.
You're an android, exactly. It's such an odd feeling, but it's a great game as well. I like the gameplay style. Greg, you were a little bit concerned about the art style, but I actually quite liked it. I quite like that kind of retro 80s stuff.
The art style, because the art style
Echo Arena
is always the same throughout. It was more just the payload itself.
The payload.
Yeah, you're talking about the goose?
The flamingo?
Yeah, pink flamingo. Yeah. I was like, what?
I felt the same way. I felt the same way when I saw it. The first time I was like, I wonder if this is going to be every level. Oh, it is.
That's not to say I thought it was a bad game. I had a lot of fun, and I probably have played more Echo Combat than I've played Space Junkies. And in my honest opinion, I like both, but I would see myself spending more time in Echo Combat, I think.
I think you're right. I think it's got more longevity for me as well, definitely.
See,
there's more of a structure there, You've an attacking team, you've got a defending team, you know your role, you work as a team, and yeah, I mean, I quite like that.
Right. Some people are going to be health people because it's a team-based game more because you do help each other. You can affect the other person, whereas in Space Junkies, you can't give them health, you can't give them armor, you can help cover their backs, which is still fun. And I don't want to compare the two games because they're uncomparable in my mind.
Totally
they're two separate games.
Yeah.
And if you like that kind of stuff, you're going to want both. You're not gonna, it's not which one do I want. You want both because they both give you completely different feelings. But yeah, talking about Echo Combat, the guns come out of the hands, everything's integrated into the character. You don't pick up weapons as you're going.
Yeah.
You pick your weapon payload before you jump into the actual arena that you're going to be fighting in, and then at that point too, you have to defend what looks like a goose that you get into in a swimming pool. It's like it's got the hole in the middle, and you can sit in it.
It's a pink flamingo.
What's funny though is that people can kind of get in the middle of it, and it kind of hides them a little bit, and then you're trying to shoot them, and they're kind of dipping around it, and it does allow for an interesting kind of gameplay,
to be honest,
as opposed to a solid object, right?
Yeah, the shape of it does work. it does work well for cover. I'll give you that. You can physically go through the donut in the middle and hang underneath it, and very quickly pull yourself back up and take cover behind the neck. So
right.
It does work well as a cover system. It's just a very odd choice.
There's something to be said for a game that allows you to put your hands out and touch walls and push yourself off of walls. I mean, if it's anti-gravity, that's the one, I will say, the one thing from Space Junkies, I kind of wish I could walk up to walls and kind of push myself off them, and I can't do that at all, and not necessarily even grab onto them, but even just like push or tap
just to
it.
bump off.
Yeah, to bump off, yeah. You can't even do that necessarily with another character as well, which I felt was missing a trick a little bit. Like being able to sort of like go towards someone and just shove them away from you as they were shooting. That would have been like really, really cool.
It'd be, like kind of bump them.
Yeah, just spin them off, and I just thought that would be kind of cool. I mean, effectively, Echo, you said it earlier, payload, it's effectively the Team Fortress 2 payload style level, isn't it? With the on-rails bomb delivery. And yeah, very similar indeed.
You got checkpoints that you get to. I mean, a lot of games have done that kind of a situation. I normally don't like them so much. I understand this game, it would just be kind of chaos if people were just constantly flying around shooting it, so they have to give you a purpose and a goal for it to be more, I don't know, more competitive.
So, yeah, if I look at TF2 and think, in that game, I used to love being the engineer, setting up the turrets and being quite defensive and strategic. And I guess I'd love to see that in Echo Combat, just some sort of drone deploying character, you know what I mean? Some defensive drone character. I thought it'd be kind of awesome.
The one thing in Echo and in Space Junkies, you can pull out a shield or a lure or a sword, and I do wish that I had some kind. I mean, you've got the little grenade that you can pull out on your back in Echo, and I think they're going to keep doing. But I want a sword too. I want a sword that I can bring out and like chop somebody up with an Echo. Because I mean, if you were flying towards the payload and they didn't see you, and you could just come and chop a couple of android heads off, come on. That'd be or even
so
a dagger.
What we're saying is
a dagger,
there's elements of both games that are missing in the other. Almost if you merge them together, they would be the perfect game.
Or you just need both games to play both games. Yeah, you just got to jump between back and forth between the two, and then you'll get your fix for everything. It'll be fine.
That's true. That is true.
But all right, enough of the space shooter games.
What else have we been playing then? I must admit I've been ill, so I'm going to be pretty useless in this conversation. So what else have you guys been playing?
Let's see. Greg, if you want to talk about stuff you've been playing, I've got things I've been doing that I can talk about.
I have been doing a few things. I've been messing about quite a bit with DCS because of the new updates to Digital Combat Simulator. So basically they released 2.5.2, which just basically integrates the whole package into one unit now. So instead of having different clients for different versions of the game containing different packages or terrains, it's now all unified into one package, which
That's
is
useful.
very nice. It's also running a lot better, and yeah, they've added in the Dubai package. So basically, you've got the Middle East terrain to fly around Dubai, surrounding areas. All the sites are in there. The National Geographic building. Yeah, it's awesome. And if you don't want to just sightsee, you can actually do online missions. Go fly with buddies, blowing up tanks and taking out bases or dogfighting. Very, very cool. And also free to get into the basic package. I will point out, it's free to get the basic terrain and a couple of planes
then they get
that
you
let
hooked.
you fly.
And that's when they get you. That's when they get you.
Yeah, that's when they get you, mate. But yeah, that's very, very cool update. And if you do have VR and don't have it, it's worth checking out the free stuff. You can get it from their website, or you can get it directly from Steam if you so want.
Right. And I'm just going to interrupt the middle of the cast here because it is about mid-cast right now, because considering we're doing like a short kind of a pre-cast podcast today, this is going to be about a 30-minute, maybe a little bit longer. We just want to kind of be here to show you guys that, hey, we are actually planning on coming back each week. Sundays is going to be the preferred day, and it's going to change. Sometimes there's going to be 3 of us, sometimes there's going to be 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 or 8 sometimes. Who knows? But we have a few new people that we want to bring on board to start being in the cast, being involved with us, to talk about other systems, other games that maybe we're not necessarily even keen to. So be prepared for that, and just know that this is kind of a precursor to future things that we want to start bringing you guys again, and to do it consistently. So it's fun to do. I kind of miss doing this. I miss simply talking. I know Don really wants to be here right now, but he's traveling all day. Pretty Neat's working constantly. Game Hard is just kicking butt doing live streams, and I think it's just it's hard to keep everybody in the same spot all the time. But luckily we're able to. Immersive Gamer, he's also been doing some things. Greg, you said he might be working with you here on a few projects, which is going to be cool.
Well, possibly.
We might get him back here in the cast as well. He's just been very busy with life. So I just want to shout out to everybody that's involved. And obviously, I think anybody who was here a couple weeks ago, they might have known PSVR Frank. It's not a secret at this point. He's going to be coming in and out and doing some things as well. So we're excited to have them and even some potentially more people involved in this as well as time goes by. Definitely wanted to put that out there. But yeah, we're going to keep talking for a little bit longer and chat about some things. Also,
it's like Lord of the Flies in here, man. We need a lady for balance, don't we? Seriously, before we start killing each other with conch shells.
It's going to happen. It's on the agenda, as we all know. Okay. It's on the agenda. So yeah. But for anybody that is watching this and seeing it, if you want to put anything in the comments, we read every single comment. So if you put anything in there, if there's something you'd like us to talk about, please mention it below, and we'll be sure to get on there and see what we can chat about. And obviously, we want to do more community-driven things. We love talking about the stuff that we're involved in. We love talking about the new VR games, but we really want to, invest in you guys and make sure you feel like you're a part of this, and things that you guys think is worth talking about, we're going to talk about it. So putting that out there, and I'm sure you guys have some things to say about that as well.
I don't know. We this is unrehearsed, obviously, but when you say that, I guess what I'd really like to see is kind of how VR has affected or impacted people's lives positively, maybe even negatively. What's VR done for you, or maybe a family member, maybe somebody who's wheelchair bound is able to go and fly a plane or whatever. And
I love those stories.
We want to hear about that. We want to hear about those great stories from you guys, and that would be really great. So rather than sort of just doing the usual staple kind of interview a dev, when's your game out? Yeah, $9.99, great. We don't want to do that really as much. We want to really be focusing on the community, and that's what's important. There you go.
Yeah, it is. I mean, for the simple fact is that, I don't always get to play all the games, but I have a lot of people who jumped into VR who talk to me and tell me about all the games they're playing, and yeah, it's interesting to hear from the community, because it's at the point now to where a lot of people have great insight, and a lot of people have things going on, and there needs to be a place for people to be able to express that and talk about that. So we hope to be a platform that can also do that for you guys. We still do have the VRSpies website, vrspies.com. We're on Twitter, and we will be on Instagram eventually, so you guys can check us out in those places. And yeah, we're also, as time goes by, we're going to have a lot of cool releases that are only going to come out on our platform first, or on our website. We're going to have a lot of awesome pieces of information to bring to you guys that'll be a little bit special. So just definitely hit that little subscribe button if you can for the VRSpies, or that little notification for the bell?
The bell notification thing. Yeah, you need that.
The bell one. I won't say that for my channel, but I'll say it for the VRSpies. Yeah, that's
you have to say it for the VRSpies because we're so non-consistent with our start times. But we're aiming for a specific time every Sunday, 8 p.m. UK, which is, what is that everywhere else, Caleb?
It's 4 p.m. here in Brazil. It's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 2 p.m. Central Standard Time in America.
On a Sunday. Okay, so and that's what we're aiming for. Whether we hit that at all, I don't know, but that's what we're aiming for. But turn on that notification bell, and then you'll get notified when it happens.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not sure. I know we've missed. There's a lot of new games that have been coming out. There's a lot of things that have happened since we've last chatted, game conventions and things like that. I will mention real quickly that I am in Brazil working with Arvory, which is a team of exceptional, people that got developers, you got artists, you got coders, you got just a whole bunch of different variety of people that do different things. And they are also working on, the game Pixel Ripped, which a lot of people are getting ready for. Pixel Ripped 1989. Yep, it's pretty exciting times for that. And we will have some news on that here in a little over a week. We'll have some news on that, and definitely, I guess next podcast we'll talk about it a little bit, and then we'll also have a breaking news segment about that, because we want to give some credit to that one. But anyway, so I just want to shout out to all the people that are here working in Brazil that are doing a great job, that have also allowed me to be a part of it, and I'm learning something every single day. So for the first time, when I'm not playing VR, I actually get to go to a place where everybody is working on VR projects. And the last several weeks, I've been working on a research and development project. Can't quite talk about it until I get the okay, but it's pretty cool, and it's for virtual reality. You could use it in arcades, maybe. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, so that's all. And I've been playing a lot of Beat Saber, too. So going to that, everybody's been playing Beat Saber. Going to segue right into that one.
Yeah. I got to say, Beat Saber is ruining my life at the moment because Penny's like totally addicted to it. I showed her like Penny's one addicted. Time. She's completely... Yeah, because the reason you're seeing even remotely high scores on Beat Saber with my name on it is because it's Penny, it's not me. And she's
There's
like
something
blitzing
about
everybody.
Women being really good at this game, and I'm not trying to like start a war here with that, but
she's just really good. It's crazy.
Seems to be.
There's something going on there with the whole rhythm.
Yeah, I gotta look suspicious around me now.
Maybe they're all Jedis. Who knows?
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it. Have you played it, Greg? You've been.
I've played it. I've played a little bit. I can see how it could be addictive, but I've not really played a lot.
Yeah, so you're more of a story game / shooter game guy than a music player, right?
Yeah, I quite like open. I'm a big sucker for open world stuff. Big sucker for open world stuff.
Well, the one thing I can say about the Beat Saber game is obviously them allowing the community to mod for it has allowed for the longevity of the game. I mean, it's been extremely huge. I wouldn't keep talking about it. I don't think I'd even bring it up right now if there wasn't that aspect to it. I've worked for actually a few weeks now. I've been modding some custom songs, and that's a lot of fun. You can make your own custom songs with it. You can then play them. You can edit them and then play them almost immediately. Like I can have my Rift and then I just turn it on and the game's already loaded in. So I can just practice my levels as I'm creating them, and that's a lot of fun. I've never been able to do that for anything else in VR so quickly. To be able to set something up, customize it, and then play it. And I've also added a few custom characters. So yeah, that's one thing I'll also be doing here on my channel in the next couple weeks.
I would agree with you. I would say that game honestly would be dead for me. I mean, the very first week I played it, I thought, really? What's the hype here? You know what I mean? And then the following week, the mod came out, which allowed for the custom tracks just straight in there. You can load it from the menu. You can load in all the custom tracks. And now they've done multiplayer as a mod, and I believe that's coming out with actual support from the dev as well. So they're bringing out an actual multiplayer.
Right. Well, the person who created the multiplayer mod got hired by them, he's the one that's making it. Yeah. So good job for them for actually good job for Beats. I'm going to say this public. Good job for them for hiring the guy that was making the mods. There's all too many times where somebody's modding for the community, somebody's spending all their hard time for it, and then what they do is go, "That's a great idea. Let's go hire somebody else to make it." And what they did is they took that guy, I think it's and Umbranox or something, I can't remember his name, but yeah, they're basically getting him involved in the team, and they're making it happen. So props to them for that.
That's really good. And I guess you can't mention Beat Saber without talking about Live, because I think another reason Beat Saber's been so popular is because of the Live mixed reality videos, which have really kind of nicely demonstrated VR. And I think, as much as, Live... I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be negative about Live. I think it's a really great piece of software. It's a little bit flaky. It feels a little bit hacked together, but it does actually a pretty good job. But one very positive thing about Live and any of these pieces of software that do this is it does demonstrate what VR feels like very vividly, right? And that's a very positive thing because it's very difficult to explain what VR is like to people when you just try and explain it. It's a problem that we all face, as kind of VR streamers day in, day out. But Live have been part of Beat Saber. They've been working very closely with them. It's kind of a supported piece of software, as it were. The Live client now, the sort of news that I got personally quite excited for, now you can use Kinect with Live, a Kinect sensor, so you don't need the green screen. So that means you don't have to mess around too much. So you can use the older 360, or you can use the newer Kinect One system. And I believe, obviously, you get resolution differences between the two, but they both basically work. So I'm going to be playing around with that over the next couple of weeks and see what I can do with it.
Yeah, it'd be exciting to see some things that you can come up with that. I know that there are a few apps out there that do the mixed reality through Steam. One, of course, is boasting that you don't need a green screen, but I actually don't remember the name of it. But having, something like that. I think it is Mixedcast. Like I tried to download that. It seemed a little bit resource heavy, and I didn't really like the UI too much. But the thing is, all these apps are constantly updating, so anything I say that might not be positive is always taken with a grain of salt. And when you said Live, I think the people at Live are all awesome people. Every single person that works in that group is fantastic. I've been able to hang out with a few of them back at GDC, and I've been able to speak with a few of them through messengers and whatnot. And I think they're great people. I'm constantly interested to see how they're going to update it, because I would like it to be a little bit more user friendly. Even at this point, a lot of people need a video, or they have a lot of trouble with it. But overall, it still does do a good job as far as UI for allowing you to do it. I mean, the only way that we could do it as streamers before was using the virtual controller, and if you were adept to that, it was pretty simple. But if you were trying to get into it for the first time, it was nearly impossible for a lot of people. So it does serve a purpose, and I'm excited to see where the updates are going to come out. And if they do an update where we don't have to download the Viver, and you just download Live and it all works, then I'm definitely going to make a video on how to do that, because I've been waiting for it to all be integrated so that I could actually make a video and show people the best way to do it, the most concise way to do it. And that's something that I'm still waiting for.
It's just not quite there yet, is it, though, Caleb? I mean, I agree with you, and it's a little frustrating because it took me a while to get it set up, and there's a lot of hacking around using third-party tools to configure things. And again, things might have changed in the last few weeks, for all I know. I need to look at it again, but it just seemed too clunky. And then when I kind of accidentally knocked the camera and realised I'd have to reset it all up again, I just thought, you know what, I'm just putting that in a box on a shelf somewhere until I can be asked again, which, I haven't really been that bothered since, so I need to look at it again.
Right. Well, that's something we can definitely do. In the future, we're gonna do some Spies podcasts where we're gonna do some mixed reality podcasts, but some Spies live streams with some mixed reality play. And also another thing I'll mention is that not only has Greg been throwing up some trailers, we're gonna be putting a lot more stuff on the Spies channel, and not just the podcast. We're gonna be throwing video gameplays, trailers, just a whole bunch of different things that we can put on there. So another good reason to be a part of that and to subscribe to it. Yeah.
Try and make it more of a channel than just a podcast.
Yeah, that's a good plan, and I think we're going to be doing, because I've kind of quite publicly said I'm not going to really be doing too much multiplayer streaming to my own channel, but actually we thought actually it'd be quite nice to do it to the VRSpies channel. The very point of the VRSpies channel is that it's a community of VR fanatics that is us, and you guys sometimes like listening to us talking about crap. Yeah, and we bring in other people to play and talk about VR. That's good.
That'd be a great way to do like dev interviews. Make them play the game with you, and then you can talk to them. Come on, there you go.
Kick their asses.
One thing we haven't actually touched on is the new Oculus update.
Yeah. We didn't talk about the Oculus Go. We didn't talk about the Vive Pro. We didn't talk about the new runtime software.
There is locomotion in home now, which is quite a handy thing if you
and
use
friends.
It.
Did you guys try the friends part out, where you can bring your friend? I didn't try it out.
I haven't, mate. I actually only use the desktop app, so I haven't actually seen any of this. I've just read about it.
All right, that's what we're doing today. All right.
But yeah, not only that, Medium updated alongside. So Medium 2.0 now allows you to quite easily move finished projects over into your home, which
that's nice.
is pretty cool. You can basically make an action figure, scale it up to life size, and take it in, or make whatever you wanted, really. You know.
So real quickly, Greg, why would you want to scale up an action figure to life size in your room?
Just if you wanted.
Never mind. I don't want to know the answer.
I don't know, like a mech. You could make yourself a mech and stick it in your home. You know what I mean? You could make.
So like a decoration, right?
Yeah,
like a decoration is what you're talking about. Okay.
Just like
All
objects.
right, man.
You know what I mean?
I feel you. I'm glad you went that way with it, man.
Yeah, man. Well,
I'm glad.
I don't know what other way I could have gone with that. I really don't.
Nope.
I'm gonna have to play with it anyway. Maybe what would be quite fun.
Chris, you do that.
Yeah. Why don't we could meet up in one of our little homes in Oculus and do a little stream from there one evening, just sort of ad hoc.
Yep.
I believe you have quite a nice, neat home in Oculus, Caleb.
I used to. My home used to be something I used to brag about, thinking it was all cool and stuff with everything all set up. But then one of the times when I was playing around, I moved my rug, which then moved all my games, and everything flew up everywhere.
Fell over.
And then it saved.
Yeah.
And you can undo it. You can undo it if you do something like that. There's an undo button. But if you don't undo it and you start playing a game, well, now you can't undo it because it saves it. So
you see, that's what happens with me. I had all my stuff all laid out like obsessively. Neatly on this, and Penny came in. She like picked up the sideboard and shook it around, and everything just went everywhere. I was like, Jesus Christ, that took me like an hour to do that.
So
then I realised I was literally just picking stuff up in virtual reality and put it on shelves, and then I had to really kind of look at my life and think maybe I should just tidy the office I'm actually in. Right.
You got like 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes of cleanup in front of you in VR, and you're like, oh man, it's gonna take a while. That's actually pretty funny. So, I am going to shout out there. We've been talking for a little over 35 minutes now, guys. So we're probably going to bring it to an end because we're trying to be concise. We used to do podcasts for like 3 hours in the past. And now we're going to do maximum ever of 1 hour. You're never going to hear us doing this for more than 1 hour. I'm saying it now. I'll just leave if you guys keep talking. I'm just going to jump away.
It's a promise. It is a promise. I think the way we were thinking is if we had 5 or 6 people in, it would be about an hour. If it's 2 to 4 people in, it'll be about half an hour, and it kind of scales up with the number of people we got because obviously people have got stuff to talk about.
More stuff to talk about. Yeah, I say more stuff to talk about. That's for sure. And definitely, we know that we're not talking about everything that's happening in current right now. We don't really care. We want to talk about stuff that it's on our minds and stuff that you guys care about, and that's kind of the main point. And this will always be like that. Another thing too. There's the commercial side of this stuff, and then there's the fun side of this stuff. We would like to maintain the fun side of this stuff and not jump to the commercial side. If good stuff ever happens for us, hey, that's great. But for the most part, we're concentrated on just being able to be friends and make more friends and invite more people to be a part of this stuff. So,
and that if we've got any kind of corporate mission, I know we're not corporation, but you know what I'm saying. Any kind of mission statement or kind of ethical behavioural code. It is that we're not sort of in this commercially, we're in this really for the industry and supporting the industry. So, we're not going to necessarily jump on the hype train with the latest thing that the man is asking us to promote because no one's asking us to do anything. We only talk about what we care about. I'm holding up to the camera now my Oculus Go, which you might seem that, that's really kind of jumping on the bandwagon. I just want to say I love this thing. I love this thing like a brother.
I bet you do. I've got one too. It's in America right now. It's sitting in a box in America. That's where mine's at. So yeah,
it's great for Netflix, though, man. Great for Netflix.
Great for Netflix. Great for traveling. And do you ever get that heat? Do you ever get that little "it's too hot" warning pop up there for you?
No,
I know it does exist. Okay, I know it does exist.
I'm in England though.
It's
never too hot here ever. You know.
That's great. See, the one problem for me with the Gear VR was that I couldn't play it for more than 10 minutes without the, it's overheating thing popping up, and then people are calling you on your phone, and so I'm so excited to have a mobile VR headset that I can use that lasts for more than 10 minutes, and you can actually enjoy good quality. With the lenses, they're great, and I've got to try the Go at GDC, and it was great then. And I'll say, since you brought up the Go, before I tried it, I was there and I was hanging out with all the Oculus people, and I know I got to be pro Oculus, right? But when I'm there, I really didn't care about the Go. I cared about the Santa Cruz. I cared about the Oculus games. And then I put the Go on. It was like, oh, okay,
yeah,
I want one.
It's actually really good.
I want one of these. All right, yeah. It turned from I didn't care to I want to go get one. So I'm really excited to
great kind of resolution. That the screen door's even less than a Rift, which is really surprising. Obviously, you haven't got the 3 degrees of freedom. You've only got 3 degrees of freedom. You haven't got the 6 degrees of freedom. But of course, right. But
they've got the 5K video hack coming in there where you can watch like super high resolution videos and everything. And come on, that's going to be key. I mean, if I watch even on the Rift right now, to me the resolution's great. So looking at it on the Go, I'm only going to be more excited to do that. So something to think about there. If you guys are looking for a mobile VR headset, the Go is available for like $250 US.
Yeah.
Like that. And then they've got like a 32
what
gig.
What percentage do we get for everyone that gets sold now?
Yeah, right.
I'm joking. I'm just
please
honestly.
check out our affiliate link below. It doesn't exist. There'll be a Discord link. We'll have a Discord link down there, and we'll have a VRSpies link, and then we'll have a link to all of our channels. How about that? And I don't think we mentioned it.
Well,
but Greg doesn't have a channel anymore.
Nope.
No, Greg doesn't have a channel. No. He that's very sad news, but not for Greg.
So you'll have to wait. You'll have to wait for Greg. His link will be there eventually. He's coming back.
That's right.
He'll do
and
something.
Also, you need to be on our Discord. You didn't mention it earlier, but Caleb gave away like how many keys earlier did you give away? Like 30 keys?
Okay,
like 15,
I gave away a
Oculus,
bunch of keys.
15?
Okay, so what happened was I gave away like 15 keys that were given to me, and then I was I'm a part of their giveaway thing. So as soon as if anybody else is giving away like 30 keys in another Discord, I immediately blast them over to our VRSpies Discord too. So if you're in there, you're going to see keys coming in, hopefully from lots of different games, especially as the future continues. So yeah, I think we threw in at least like 40 or 50 keys for Space Junkies.
I've got a ton I want to drop in there as well, but I'll do it after this. To incentivize people in there, I've got at least 50 or so keys I can drop into that Discord. So first come, first serve, jump on the Discord, and links below.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my side of things. It was nice talking to you guys here from Brazil. We're gonna be coming back talking more next week, and next Sunday is when it's gonna be, hopefully around the right time period. And Greg, it's good talking to you. Chris, it's good talking to you.
And you, sir.
I'll see you guys next week. Maybe we'll play some games together.
Indeed.
Cheers. Speak soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.